everyone, and welcome back. Today I have another review for you, and as always it's going to come in two parts. The first part will be a non-spoilery section for you to decide if you'd be interested in reading the book, and then the second half is going to be full of spoilers for those of you who either have read the book before or you saw my early review and are coming back to discuss it with me. Today's book is Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. And I read the Confessions of a Shopaholic book, and that was the only one of hers that I've ever read. And this is her first YA, I believe, so I was really excited to pick this up, and I had heard nothing but good things. Finding Audrey follows Audrey, who is a 14-year-old girl who now suffers from severe anxiety disorder. And because of certain events that happened during school the last year, she has been staying at home, not going to school, and wears sunglasses all the time because making eye contact with people really triggers a lot of her anxiety. Basically, this story is about her learning how to manage her anxiety and learning to reconnect with the world again and be able to take off her glasses and be able to enjoy life again. It's about her family as well, because she still lives at home, obviously, because she's 14, and so she has a 15-year-old brother named Frank and her mom and dad, and then she has a 4-year-old brother named Felix, who is adorable. And Frank is addicted to gaming, which makes his mom really angry, and they sort of have this ongoing banter about whether or not Frank should be playing video games, and it was really funny. I liked the family dynamic a lot. I think that made up for other things in the book that I wasn't quite as sold on, but I will get into that in my spoiler section. This is a much different tone than the one that I just read, I Was Here by Gail Forman, but it's dealing with mental illness as well, so it's just definitely a very different take on it. I think Gail Forman's book actually should technically be new adult, so I don't know that it falls into the young adult thing. They're in different points in their life. It makes more sense that it would be more humorous for a 14-year-old perspective on it than it would be for an 18-year-old, but I'm not sure which vibe I enjoyed more. I don't know if I liked how dark and introspective I Was Here was, or versus the humorous kind of playing everything off a little bit, like not explaining very much about the illness or how many people are affected by the illness that Audrey suffered from. They kind of just played it more as her own personal struggle and overcoming it rather than trying to teach a big message like I feel like I Was Here did. I liked it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was a really fun read, so if you're looking for something about mental illness that won't really talk about this certain mental illness that the character suffers from, but is more about the personal journey of someone with severe anxiety overcoming it, then this is the book for you. If you're looking for something that's more serious and kind of talks about big themes and is more mature, then I would read I Was Here by Gail Forman. But yeah, it's very interesting that I read these two back to back because they're so different, and yeah, I gave them both 4 out of 5 stars because there were still things that I was still kind of about. Alright, we are getting on to the spoilers, so if you have not read this book and you don't want it spoiled for you, come back and watch the second half once you've read it and we can chat about it. But I really thought this was a fun read. I love Sophie Kinsella's writing. I think she's really hilarious. But yeah, spoilers are starting now. This is your last chance to escape before a spoiler. So, as I said, there was a reason I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, and I feel like in the Goodreads page when I was looking at other people's reviews, no one really felt the same way that I did about the romance. People in the Goodreads page were saying that it was different than a lot of other books talking about mental health and that the romance didn't shape her recovery, which I kind of disagree. I feel like Linus was the catalyst to her being able to go outside again, and well, I think that's great and that you should have people supporting you and helping you. I kind of didn't like that it was a romantic engagement that kind of helped her into recovery, because I feel like it's kind of bad to teach young people, especially a 14-year-old, that the way to be saved or start to recover from something like Audrey has gone through is to like find a boyfriend. I don't know if anyone else felt this way, but I wished she would have come to it more on her own. And I don't know if that would have been a conversation with Frank that helped her out, or reconnecting with Natalie that could have helped her out, but I was just kind of bothered that it was this new boy that was coming in and changing all of her perspectives on life. I think we're seeing a common theme in these books that talk about mental illness, in that I hate that the boy comes in and saves the girl. I think there needs to be a book where the girl can save herself. Being in love with someone and falling in love is totally like a normal thing, but it doesn't have to save you from whatever you're suffering from. It can help you, but I wanted it to come more from her. I like want to write about how mental illness and like relationships are portrayed in like TV and movies and books right now, and like the only show that really has said like a big F you to that trope that the guy needs to come and save the girl is My Mad Fat Diary. Like, this season 3 finale was a big F you to that trope, which I really appreciated, and I wish I saw it in more of these books that are being like consumed by the masses. Okay, now that I've gotten that off of my chest, that was my big problem with it. Otherwise, I thought it was really funny. I felt like the family dynamic was really entertaining, and the mom, sorry my own mother, kind of reminded me of my mom, just the wanting the best for her kids and having the best intentions, but kind of egging them on in a way. I think that's most moms. They want the best for their kids, and they'll read stuff like her mom read in the paper the articles about gaming being dangerous, and then making Frank stop gaming and all of this. And so I thought that was really relatable. It was also an interesting choice to not include exactly what happened that made her really like go over the edge and have her first big episode. But I kind of like that we left it that way, because we didn't really need to know. It was more about her healing and finding her place in the world again. I don't know, what did you guys think? I feel like a lot of people are reading this book and everyone's saying really, really positive stuff, but I'm not completely sold on it. Not just for the Linus reason, but the way that like anxiety disorder wasn't really talked about at all. And I felt like this could have been an opportunity to help kids out that were struggling with some of the same stuff that Audrey was, and in the way that, I'm sorry, I'm comparing it back to I Was Here, but I Was Here definitely made it very clear that if people were struggling with the same stuff, or like involved in the same things that Meg was struggling with, like how to get help and stuff like that. And I don't think this really did. It just kind of took a humorous tone and sort of tried to make light of like a really dark and serious topic. And I'm not sure that that was what this needed. I feel like this is going to be one of those books that I'm going to put on my unpopular opinions tags and say like I didn't like it that much when everyone else did. And yeah, I'm sorry if you really loved this and didn't see anything that negative in it, or if I'm just being cynical about a 14-year-old falling in love, but yeah, I don't know how I felt. Let's talk about it in the comments. But as always, thank you guys for stopping by my little book nook of the internet, and I will see you next time. Bye.